Today's March 14th, 2025. Coheed and Cambria just released a new album, and of course, I've already listened to it 6, 7, 8, 9 times, so let's make a cocktail inspired by one of the songs from the album on today's episode of Mike's Hard Reviews. Hey there, the Holder, and hello, welcome back to Mike's Hard Reviews. My name is Michael, I'm a bartender from Southwest Michigan, and it's great to have you all here today. Those of you who are uninitiated, because there's a fair number of you who are new to this channel, I am a huge fan of the band Coheed and Cambria. They're a prog rock band from Nyack, New York. Super cool group of guys who are really talented at what they do. If you want a full breakdown of their history, I've actually already made a video about them where I made a cocktail inspired just in general by the band. That explains my love for the band, the history of the band, everything, but the quick rundown is that I've been listening to them since I was in diapers, basically. They've been my comfort band my entire life, and they continue to impress me with the quality of their music as I continue to age, unfortunately. Their new album just dropped today. It's called The Father of Make Believe, and it's a great album. I think it's the most, solidly Coheed and Cambria album I've ever listened to, and the second single from that album is called Side Sonny, a cocktail that I came up with that we're going to make right now. Let's talk about the ingredients. For this cocktail, you will need Blanco Tequila, blood orange syrup, hibiscus syrup, cranberry juice, lime juice, and a pinch of salt. For garnish, we're going to use a wedge of lemon just because it looks a little bit poppier against the red. I'll wax poetical about the album a little bit later, but for now, let's go ahead and make this cocktail. We're going to start off with just a small pinch of salt, and then we'll do our syrups. We need half an ounce of hibiscus syrup and half an ounce of blood orange syrup. We'll come behind that with 1 ounce of a 100% cranberry juice. Then we'll do 1 full ounce of lime juice. And finally, 2 ounces of our Blanco Tequila. That's all of our ingredients. Let's go ahead and grab some ice to shake this up. We're going to go ahead and cap that up, tap that down. Give that a shake for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and combine. For serving, I'm going to grab a chilled rocks glass out of my freezer. And into that, we're going to dump the full contents of our shaker. We're going to fill this up to a nice wash line using some more ice. Now we're going to garnish it by taking our lemon. Going to cut a diagonal circle out of that. Place that down into the glass like so, sort of poking out like the sun. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Side Sonny. Cheers. Go and give this a taste. Launch it. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. It's a margarita. It's a hibiscus margarita. It's got a unique, less, dry orange flavor. This blood orange is a lot sweeter. And not necessarily candy-like, but it has, a kind of different essence to it. That combination with the cranberry makes it juicy, but still bracing. It's not thin. It still has a lot of impact. And that salt, boom, that's the secret right there. Any combination of tequila and lime, add just a touch of salt, not on the rim, into the drink, boom, big flavors. Big, whole, harsh, sharp tequila flavors. That is so fun. And super drinkable, which was kind of the whole point. Because I didn't want this to be an inaccessible thing. I wanted this to be accessible, but still fun, and a bright, fun color. This is why I went for blood orange and hibiscus, actually. There's a lyric in the song, Side Sonny, that's like, we want blood, give us some. There you go. There's your blood. And to this point, you can click away off the video. Consider it done if you don't give a shit about my personal interests, but I'm going to wax poetical just a little bit about Coheed and Cambria. They are my lifelong band, like I was saying. I've always been a huge fan of their work, even when they stepped away from their usual concept album themes with their 2015 album, Color Before the Sun. I've always enjoyed it. I think they've got a great sound, they're really good people, and their story is really fun. It's like an actual self-made story, which is really great, and they've had a lot of trials and tribulations, survived them, and become better as a result, which is the thing that I can really respect, especially in an industry as hard as music. All of that aside, this new album is a lot of fun, and I think is one of the best examples of Coheed and Cambria making an album that is a Coheed and Cambria album and not a concept album first. I guess I need to preface that, Vaxis 1 and 2, the albums that came before this, were very conceptual in their styling, and they were playing on a lot of different themes. Vaxis 1 was like kind of gritty and grimy, and you know, it started to play with some grunge stuff, but was a little bit more metal focused. It had a lot of like, I don't know, just weird ambient Trent Reznor kind of vibes. Vaxis 2 has a lot of electronic stuff added into it and is trying to match that grunge grindhouse-y kind of vibe, but is like not so intense. Father of Make Believe is sort of like the synthesis, I think, of those albums plus what they were starting to do in Afterman with the kind of weird interludes and perfecting the use of like classical sampling that they started back in like in Keeping Secrets in 03 and 03 or 05, I can't remember. And it really, I think, takes a lot of good influence from all that they've learned. Fuck out of here, Nat. In the past. But it's a really solid album. I don't think it's as good as Vaxis 1 and 2 were. The way that I like to think about it is that their albums are at their best when they are like not all the way enjoyable, because they're doing that weird prog rock shit that is just difficult to listen to if you're not used to it. This album is a lot more approachable. It's a lot more populist, I think. And even with that being the case, I think it's a solid album, but it just doesn't stand up as well compared to their 2 previous albums. I like all of the music on it. I've listened to the entire thing. I had a 4-hour work shift before I made this video. I think I listened to the album like 5, 6, 7, 8 times, like I was saying, in that time, just on repeat, listening to it, breaking it down, getting used to all of it. The album kind of starts off on like a very like good introductory ramp, and then starts to pick up at Searching for Tomorrow and is in full swing by the eponymous song Father of Make Believe. And from that point on, just stays really, really good. Oh, and they did the cool thing they did back in Good Apollo with like a suite of songs. It's called The Continuum this time. And it has a tie-in to the Afterman albums, which I heard for the first time and was like, wait, what? Why are they bringing up Cyrus from the Afterman albums? Where does this fall in the timeline? It's a good album. It's a lot of fun. I think it's definitely an album that was made for the fans more than anyone else. But that being said, it's still approachable to new people, which is a weird line to have to draw, and that's why I don't think it's as good as Vaxis 1 or 2. The more you listen to this one, the more it grows on you, and I think it grows on you as a whole better than Vaxis 1 and 2, because there are still songs from Vaxis 2, like My Blood, that I don't like. But the fact that I don't like them, like I said, is a thing that I like to look for, because I don't need to like an entire album to like a band's work. And I still think it's good music. It's just not my kind of music. I started listening to Coheed back when In Keeping Secrets and Good Apollo were new, and then No World for Tomorrow and Afterman were like the 2 albums I had on repeat because they were the ones that were newest around the time, and I liked the sound that they had. Hearing them take different kinds of influences and things into this album that don't really jive with those, yeah, not going to be my favorite thing ever, but I still like their songs. I mean, hey, one of the songs in the album that I really do like a lot, but isn't even my favorite song, Inspired a Cocktail. So, like, think about it that way. It's just approachable, good music. So for Coheed fans out there, drop a like and a subscription if you want to catch more of this stuff, because I'm almost positive that there's going to be a point when I end up making another cocktail based off of this band. Probably, unfortunately, in memoriam, because every time I talk about Coheed, I'm reminded that they've been around for my entire life, and as a result, will eventually be gone before I am. That being said, thank you all for watching, whether or not you were here for the Coheed stuff. If you were just here for a fun cocktail, there you go. Fun little cranberry orange daiquiri riff. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it and want to see more. And if anyone's going to their concert at Van Andel in Grand Rapids in June, I will be there. So if you want, I'll be at Disneyland on the 3rd. If you want to come on down, just come on down. Deadass though, if you want, I'll be there. Thank you guys so much for watching. To those of you among the fence, cheers. Bye.